What's up? Hey, what's good? What's poppin'? I am Miss Spirit. Welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you guys for sliding through and coming to kick it with me. As you guys can see from the title, I am getting up into this Officer Tatum. Enough with the anti-white narrative. I did do a reaction to one of Officer Tatum's but one of his other videos. If you guys have not seen that, after this video, take a stroll on my channel and take a look. But I'm not really gonna do too much talking, y'all. We're gonna jump straight up into it. It is 16 minutes and 24 seconds long, so let's go ahead and get straight up into it. All right, y'all, so we're gonna end that video right there like that. Let's go ahead and press play. It's hot, y'all. I'm sweating.
I've had enough. This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you can get notifications anytime I go live or make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. This anti-police, anti-white rhetoric needs to come to an end. I have had enough. I've had enough. I made a video earlier about my son getting a notification on his EA Sports Madden game talking about Black Lives Matter and oppression of black people, which is an opinion by some. It's not verifiable, unequivocal facts, but yet they push it on young people. And then one of my good friends who happened to be white, and the funny thing is we have the same last name, we go on rides together, and he showed me on the app, the Strava app, that you just upload your rides to. Everybody have a good time. You like people's stuff. If you see their rides, they're impressive. Pro riders are on there. Everybody's having a good time. Why on God's green earth do they feel they need to give an advisory about how they've been a racist organization all this time? And that black people need to special treatment, and you need to give us handouts, and worried about black athletes. Listen, man, as a black man in America, and I've been black for 33 years, I am sick of the pandering. I'm sick of the false equivalence. I'm sick of people painting the picture like I am less than in my own country. This country belongs to me just like anybody else. I have never experienced racism in America. I haven't. That doesn't mean that other people haven't. But I don't have to walk around with my head down, walking around acting like a victim when I haven't had nothing to do with that. And none of the people that I know are racist. I don't know a racist. I've never been around racists. Why do I have to be subject to idea that people are forcing on me just because of the color of my skin? It makes no sense to me. And then I have a lot of friends who are white. It's not fair that I can have a say and I can talk about my opinions about the American flag. I can give my statements about Black Lives Matter and how ridiculous I believe their organization is. This is America. You have the freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want to say. Why is it that my white friends don't have that same right? If you say all lives matter, which is true, that includes black lives, ladies and gentlemen, you get fired. They fired a guy who—
I'm sorry about the the siren, y'all.
Who's a commentator.
I'm out the window.
Because he said all lives matter in a text message. You are not going to accomplish the goal that you want if you are doing it with hatred and vitriol. If you are doing it with the idea that you're going to force people to kneel and bow down to you for sins of their ancestors. I don't understand how we've gotten to this point in the United States of America. How are we letting people do our country like this? They claim that they're protesting the death of one black man who happened to be an extreme criminal. Does that mean he deserved to die? No, it doesn't. The police officer need to be taken to task as well. But he wasn't a Martin Luther King. He wasn't Jesus Christ. He wasn't many black people that have lost their lives that didn't get arrested and sent to jail 9 times, that didn't do a home invasion where they pulled a gun on a pregnant woman and pistol whipped her, that wasn't high on methamphetamine and fentanyl and resisting arrest at the time of his death. There was plenty black people who live, who are unjustifiably killed, and they don't even get a t-shirt. They don't get coverage. They don't get a t-shirt.
That is so true. That is so true. It's so much that's going on all around the world, everywhere, all around, that we don't know about, that it's not getting enough attention. There's no news on it. There's nothing, like, they're not talking about it, like, for real, if you want to be honest. So I do agree with him on that.
Y'all giving this dude 3 funerals, live broadcasting on television? What for what? And to defend his life in his honor, quote unquote, y'all done killed 9 black people in these riots and protests. You have destroyed millions of dollars worth of property that black people own in this protest. A black retired captain on the police department, 38 years of service, serving his community, serving the black community, serving the police community, has a tremendous reputation. He dies. Y'all don't even talk about him on the news.
Yeah, see, excuse me, and yeah, when all those protests and everything was going on, it's a lot of business owners who put they hard-earned money, like all of their savings, up into it. You know what I'm saying? Just for it to get just towed down. Just for it to get towed down, like something that they could have been in a family that was passed down, something that they literally been working on for years. Tow up, lost. And the way the economy, everything set up now,
Except Fox
that's
News.
another conversation.
And then who killed him? It wasn't a police officer. It wasn't the white man. It was another brother who ain't even 30 yet. Done murdered the man. And that brother should have been in prison for a long time because he did an armed robbery. Instead of him doing 7 years in prison, they let him out on probation, which he violated twice. A career criminal killed a good black man, and y'all MIA. Chicago, Illinois, the war zone of the United States of America.
Right next door to me.
Last weekend, 80 plus shootings. 25 black people died. 2 of those black people that I know of, because they ain't gonna never say their names, they don't get no recognition. Just so happened they mentioned 2 of them, 2 18-year-old girls who were aspiring college students, could have probably made a difference in the community. Oh, they dead now. Because people don't know how to handle their anger. They out here shooting people and acting a fool, and nobody's holding them accountable.
People be acting off emotion. You act off that emotion, you lose every time. I say this, I've said this in different videos. You lose every time. People don't know how to walk away. They don't know how to, you know what I'm saying, be humble. They don't know how to not let words that has no action behind go. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I gotta prove a point. Oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Oh, no, this, that. I don't get me wrong, like, I understand what it means to defend yourself or this or protect and things like that, but it's just certain stuff that's just, it's just extreme. It's just extreme, in my opinion, my perspective.
I don't know if will they catch the people who did this? Are they going to get justice? Probably
Right.
not. 83% of the homicides are unsolved in Chicago, Illinois. That's one part of one city in one state in the United States of America. And y'all talking about police brutality. Let me give you more stats. In 2019,
Y'all keep
You're
feeling
the
my
guy
desk.
with
My
the
chair
gun, the
eating my
person who
desk
would do
up.
anything to protect the ones you love.
I need to let it
But
down
did
some.
you know you could go to jail for simply
Yep.
doing?
there was only 9 unarmed black people who were shot by police in 2019. Guess how many were shot in Minneapolis or Minnesota as a state? 1. And just because you're unarmed don't mean you're not a deadly threat. So just for the sake of argument, just say all of them were wrongfully shot. There's 44 million black people in this country. In 2019, 9 of them were shot by police. 7,000 or so of them were killed by other black people. And in the tunes of hundreds of thousands have died from heart disease and other ailments that y'all won't even bring up, and just claim you care about black lives. Let's give you more stats. Chicago, Illinois. Last year, in 2019, 192 black people were murdered. How many black people were murdered by police in Chicago in 2019? And I'm counting the people who are unarmed. Because if you got a gun, I don't know what to tell you. Nobody was killed by the police in 2019 in Chicago who were unarmed. Not one black person. 2020, there is already 191 people, black people, that have been murdered this year in Chicago. And they're on pace to double the murder rate from last year. How many police officers have killed a black man in Chicago, Illinois this year, unarmed? 0. How your outrage is not justified. It's not justified at this point. Y'all need to cut it out. All of you social media influencers putting little boxes, media organizations coming out with their little statements. That is not doing anything for black people in America. It's not doing anything. Let me give you solutions.
I mean, he only named like 2 states, Chicago and Minneapolis. It's other states. But I mean, I'm just saying that to say, but I do understand his point in what he's saying. You know, it's this image of police brutality, which there is police brutality, but it's just like oh, this is why, like, this is the only reason why, and da da da. So I get what he's saying, because if you want to look at the statistics, I have such a hard time saying that word. If you guys want to look at the statistics of things and like actually go back and calculate, look at the numbers and all of that, then those are the facts right there, though. Like, we believe what we want to believe, say we want to say, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? It is a lot of things that are not broadcast. There's a lot of stuff that's not being covered that we don't know, that's not getting enough attention. You know, it's people worried about this, the that, which is all the wrong things, but it's the main thing here that we need to be worried about. And it's not so much as, oh, so one person believe this, so I'm gonna go and run behind this one person because they're leading the way or this or that. No, you're your own person, form your own opinion, believe what you want to believe, not just by default. Not just that's how come I'm on this journey right here to expanding my mind. I don't want to believe something by default. I want to be able to learn and form my own opinion.
The solution is you need to stop voting for politicians who put in policies that destroy your community. All of these cities that are riddled with crime, riddled with mass death, mass incarceration, police misconduct, are Democratic-run states, Democratic-run cities. Chicago, Illinois, St. Louis, Missouri, Baltimore, Maryland. And some of these places are run by all black people. The worst places on earth to be a black man is in Democratic-run cities. If you don't believe me, go look it up.
Sorry, y'all. Phone ringing.
Go look it up for yourself. You need to stop voting for people who don't have your best interests at heart.
True.
They put on kente cloths and they going around in African garb appropriating culture, and they've been in office for 40 years and ain't done nothing for you. Name something that Nancy Pelosi.
He make a valid point there. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not. How many people that's in office, no matter where they're at, can you sit here and say that they really doing something? Like, really done something. I mean, I'm not saying that there's just, you know, people that's in office that just ain't did nothing. You know, it's little stuff matters as well, but let's talk about it. I need to go fact check. I need to go do some more deeper diving, y'all.
Take a knee for 9 minutes in a hallway for one black man. Name legislation. Pick one. Nothing. They have done nothing. Nothing. Stop voting for these fools. Second of all, which is most important, I should have made it number 1, you need to hold yourself accountable. Nobody told you to sleep around and not protect yourself. Now you got a kid and you ain't got no job. And now you didn't put yourself at a deficit. Ain't nobody told you to do that. The white man didn't have his hand on your back, pushing you when you smashing and dashing. That was all you, bro. And now you got a kid, you need to make sure you
insist. Bro, insist, because it go both ways, females and men. Babies ain't gonna keep no man, y'all. Babies, it's not gonna keep no man. 2, if you gonna do, protect yourself. Plain and simple. It don't matter how good it feels without. Protect yourself. Like, period. If you know that you're not ready to be no parent, because kids are a blessing. Do you know how many women is out here that want kids that cannot have kids? You know what I'm saying? Like that. And people just out here just bearing babies that don't really want babies, or, you know what I'm saying? Everything happened for a reason. I definitely know that, but definitely got to protect yourself out here. It's too much.
Take care of your responsibilities. And I can't leave women out of this. You knew he wasn't nothing when you met him.
And you thought he was going to change. Look, come on, Officer Tatum. What you said? You knew he wasn't nothing when you met him. You knew he wasn't nothing when you met him, but for some odd reason, ladies, you thought that you could change him. I know from experience because I've been there, done that. You thought that you can change him. I feel like we fall in love with the thoughts, the potential of things, and you don't want to face the fact of this is what it really is. Like if somebody gonna show you their true colors, being as grown as we are, you know, everybody's situation different. I know we all struggle. Like you ain't got nothing, it's okay, baby. Like you know what I'm saying. As long as you got that motivation, that determination to get something and not be content with not having nothing. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't went deep into a whole nother conversation. So let me just go ahead and
Been
play.
in and out of prison his whole time, and now you done had a baby with him thinking he gonna do something different. Now you a single mom. And I'm not talking about every single mom situation is that way, but you know who you are.
Right. Not
But you blaming everybody else. Nobody told you to smoke weed. Nobody told you to disobey your mom and your grandmama when they were telling
Nah. Me and Mary Jane got a good relationship now.
you to get an education when you were in school. That's on you.
Yeah.
I don't care if they put a bag of crack rock and gave me money and people to sell it to. They dropped it in my front door. I'm not going to sell no drugs to my own people. I'm not selling drugs to my own people. I'd rather be homeless than sell drugs and make money off the backs and death of my own people. And my own people is
I get what he mean.
everybody in America, including black people. That's simple. It's mathematics. When you go around and you're projecting racism on other people, that's why you live a miserable life. That's why every time you see a white person, you're questioning whether or not they're mad at you or not. You don't know what's in these people's head, and you shouldn't even be concerned about that. You should be concerned about succeeding, concerned about how you gonna dominate. And I'm telling you that as a black man in America, the reason why I'm winning is because I'm not sitting around worried about white people. I'm not sitting around trying to guess who is racist and who is not. I don't care. And the racist people in this country gonna end up working for me at some point, because you're gonna stay at the bottom and I'm gonna be at the top.
Come on now, say it again.
And people,
You take too much time, y'all. I'm sorry I keep pausing, but you take too much time on things that don't need time. You take too much time on things that don't need no time at all. It don't need no time because it's more important things in the world. It's bigger goals. Like focus on the important things. If it's not causing you any harm, why give it attention and time? Because that's a waste of time. And I'm not sure about you guys, but I cherish my time. That's one of the things that's the quickest way to piss me off is to waste my time or have me wasting my time. Same thing.
people are not taking accountability.
Yeah.
Build your community. All these football players out here, oh, black oppression of black and brown bodies. Y'all taking a knee, doing all this stuff. Won't y'all put y'all money together and have a black-owned bank? How about every football player in Oakland come together and share your money in a pool and buy up property and invest in Oakland, California?
I agree. Because I've said this before. Oh, I feel like something in my eye. I've said this before, like outside of this video and all of this, that everybody, like, you know, that come from different places, not everybody give back to their city, their state, or whatever you want to say. Not everybody gonna come back and do something or try to put money in or do nothing. Not saying like, oh, you're just supposed to or nothing. I mean, you do what you do with your money, but I would think that you would give back to the less fortunate, that where you came from, where you struggled before you got to where you were, you know what I'm saying? You'll come back and try to make the differences that you wish that were put in place when you didn't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? All the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people like me being in Gary, Indiana. You know what I'm saying? I was born in Gary, Indiana, but I was raised in Georgia. I still Georgia. Or whatever the case may be. But right now I live in Indiana. I frequently visit family, all of this woo woo, but I'm saying all of that to say, you know, Michael Jackson, the Jacksons are from Indiana, but I can't think of anything they've done to make this place better. If y'all don't know what Gary, Indiana looks like a ghost town. It's a lot of abandoned buildings, broken up roads. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like certain places like this everywhere, but I'm just specifically speaking on here. I don't recall them putting money back up into this city, the city that they came from, that they made it out of. But we have, displays put up of them, their house 2300 Jackson Street around the corner. It's a museum and all that. I'm not saying, oh, it's not necessary to do that, because I loved Michael. I love the Jacksons, but I'm just saying, when you come from nothing and you get something, you're this big, to the whole world. Why not put something back into the place that you made it out of, where you struggle, where you know what it looked like, the issues, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a whole nother story. Like, we can debate about this for a minute, y'all. So
San Francisco. Why don't y'all put your money together in Chicago? But y'all not gonna do that because you want to buy a Bentley and then you want to get mad at the system. How about you pass down generational wealth to your family members? Hey, go take that gold chain back because it looked cool. Take it back because it's not generating any wealth for you.
So I understand. I'm sorry, y'all. I just paused it again real quick. I understand what he's saying, but honestly speaking, you do what you want to do with your money. But at the same time, you can do what you want to do with your money. And I feel like you can invest it in the right places. But, all of these spending 50,000 on this and on that, something that you can't take with you when you dead. Like, yeah, they can wrap it on you, your shell, but you can't take it with you. Like, I understand and I get that, but it's just certain things, that people probably want when they get money. Like, oh, when I get money, I'm gonna get this type of thing. But no, I get it. Take your money. Like, everybody that got money, they got this, they got that. Why are you not doing, like, investing into your community, right? I'm not saying everybody with money don't, because there are definitely people with money that have. You know what I'm saying? That even help out other places, other countries, other, you know what I'm saying?
How about you save your money over time? It's a shame that 80% of NFL football players go bankrupt. Over 80%. And over 80% of football players are black. Why is that? Riddle me this. It's culture. It's culture. If this country was so racist, then why do African immigrants do much better than black Africans who live here, or African Americans who were born and raised in the United States of America? It's culture, ladies and gentlemen.
And not even just that, y'all. We have some Hispanic people who are here, you know what I'm saying, who are more hardworking than some of the black community. Like, I will you say us, you, da da da, some of us, or should I say the black community? I don't even know, y'all. I'm still getting together how, you guys are teaching me how to address certain stuff and say it a certain way, but, yeah.
One of the greatest minorities in the United States of America are Asians. Why are they doing better than white people? It's culture, ladies and gentlemen. While you worried about LeBron James and how many three-pointers he's shooting, other people are worried about how to make money and build businesses and build economic wealth.
You can do both.
Y'all can't tell me anything about the stock market. You can't tell me anything about investing. You can't tell me the last book you read. But you can tell me who's in the Final Four.
What the new song that just dropped last week, the new album that's coming out next month, that new movie that just dropped Friday, I get his point in what he's saying. Excuse me, y'all. I've been needing to get that burp out, but I understand what he's saying, y'all. Excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. Everything ring-a-ling-a-ling-ling. But yeah, I understand what he's saying. But at the same time, I mean, I just feel like, you can do that when you got your stuff together. You can, he's not necessarily saying, in my opinion, you can't, you know what I'm saying, keep up with this or be a sports fan and stuff. But it's a lot of people that prioritize certain things over things that you should be focusing on, or, you should pay more attention to. So I get what he's saying. This is just my opinion, y'all. Don't yell at me.
Tell me who's going to the Super Bowl. You can tell me the stats of every NBA player, NFL player, and MLB player.
Yeah.
But you don't even know where you're going in life. Y'all got all of LeBron James jerseys and Kobe Bryant jerseys and
all of this. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all gonna be yelling at me on this video. I know. Y'all got all of this. You spend $500 on this, on that, and still don't have a car. You're still sleeping on the couch. You're still doing this. Like, you're not putting your money to good use. But then expect a handout. Expect like, oh, everything just hard. It's called priorities. I'm not saying everybody is like this, but it's a lot of people who don't prioritize needs over wants. If you do what you need to do first, then you can do what you want to do later. Needs always come over wants. That's what I tell my child. That's what I'm teaching him. Do what you need to do, get that out the way so you could relax and do what you want to do.
Y'all at the games and you got season tickets and you ain't did no investing in your future, but you want to blame somebody else. Take responsibility for your own actions.
Accountability.
Take responsibility for your own life. And white liberals the same way. Stop coming out here virtue signaling. I don't need you to tell me who I am and what my experiences are in America. Everybody, we're individuals. We're not a collective. Just because one black person experienced oppression don't mean every black person does. We're individuals.
That's true.
And we should be treated as such. Just because one black person commit a crime don't mean we all criminals. Just because one police officer does a bad thing doesn't mean that all police officers are bad. You got to operate on individuality. You are individually responsible for your future.
Yeah.
It's very simple. And I give you all these facts and you ain't got to pay me for it. Free 99. Take it, share it to somebody else. I'm tired of it, man. This country was founded on good principles, in good faith. And some of y'all don't even know the history of this country, and I have to go into it on another video. This country wasn't founded on racism. Slavery was all over the world. It was opportunistic. It was legal. Slave trade. You know how slaves came about? They were enslaved in Africa first. So if you want your reparations, go to Africa.
I'm sorry, y'all. I need to put this phone on silent. It just keep ringing.
And talk to Bungundu and them and ask them why they put you in chains and sold you to the white people and the people in South America and people in Asia, sold you all over the world for profit. And you mad at white people exclusively as if they came up with racism or came up with slavery. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Black people own slaves too in this country. Are you mad at them? Are they sellouts, Uncle Tom Coons? They own slaves too. The first legal slave owner was a black man, Anthony Johnson, in the 1600s.
Y'all, I love history. Social studies was my favorite subject, even though a lot of stuff that they don't put a lot of stuff in the history books. That's why it's good to, venture off on your own and learn more things, Legal
slave owner. Are you mad at him? Do you want reparations from those black people? Every black person wasn't a slave. Very simple. There were indentured servants in the North. Slavery in the North was illegal. Legal slavery was in the Democratic South, the Democratic Party.
Didn't know
Learn
that.
your history. We have built this country together. We have overcome adversity of barbaric principles that we now look back on and criticize. We're in the freest place on earth. All of us work together. There ain't no laws against black people. There ain't no law in the book that applies to black people and white people differently. Matter of fact, if you discriminate against somebody criminally, that's a hate crime. It's against the law. We need to stop all this stuff, man. We need to come together. We need to start focusing on individuality. We need to try to better our country in the ways that we can. And for all you cowards out there that don't want to do nothing together and you want to just sit on the sideline and bash everybody and talk about white privilege, just stay on the sideline, man. And for the rest of the people in America, let's build together, let's grow together, and let's make this country better than it was yesterday. I'm out.
All right, y'all. So we're going to end that video right there like that. I thought it could have been more, but it isn't. Y'all, where that mouse at? There it go. It disappeared from me, y'all. So we're going to end that video right there like that. Okay. So I agree with this was a really, really good video. He did definitely put a lot of stuff in perspective, and I feel like he said what needed to be said at the end of the day. I pretty much said my thoughts in between him speaking and stuff, but that's right. I just feel like people should take more of accountability for themselves and for like what's really going on. Like, it's quick to put the blame on this or that because we hear about this or we hear about that, like as far as like the hate crimes or the police brutality and stuff like that. I'm not saying that none of this exists, because of course it exists. As a mom to a black king that I'm raising a young black king, so I will be lying if I say, oh no, I'm not scared for him to, it's always just in general, just being a parent, You're gonna worry about your child. You're gonna want to protect your child, just period. And it's just a lot of stuff going on in the world. And just because somebody don't experience the same thing you do, or that person experienced something and you don't, that does not mean that it don't exist. But at the same time, check the facts. Check the facts. Take accountability. Prioritize, reevaluate. It's so many different things, y'all. So many different things that we could just really just speak on. But I agree with what he was saying. Like, people don't pay attention and do enough of the important things, or you know what I'm saying? It's just all about wants over needs. Like, I just feel like a lot of people put a lot of wants over needs here, and that's just, it's the world we live in. Anyway, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this reaction video just as much as I enjoy reacting to it. Comment down below, give me more things that you guys would like to see me react to on this channel. I pay attention to the comments, y'all. It don't have to necessarily be offers to Tatum, you know, just put it down below. If you want to talk, if you want to discuss any opinions or anything, drop it down below. We can talk. And as always, guys, I appreciate you guys for sliding through and coming to kick it with me. On your way out, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and ring that bell so when I drop a video, you guys will be notified. You will know, you will be here. And until next time.